Hello everybody and welcome back to the Final Third podcast. Today we are going to go through the past couple of weeks of the Premier League. It's been a long time since I last uploaded. Been a bit busy past couple of weeks, and obviously I've been in hiding with Liverpool getting beat a few times. But nevertheless, we are back with another video, and today we're going to be speaking about Andrew Slot, who's moving to Liverpool. We think they fight for staying up for relegation. Who's getting relegated? Who I think might be, and who will stay up. And then we're going to be talking about the Premier League title, which has taken a big turn since the last time I spoke to you a lot, and my predictions obviously changed. So we're gonna go on to who's going to stay up and who isn't going to stay up. So we're going to follow on from last week, match day 34. We're currently on match day 36, I think. 35, I think it is. Because we have midweek games, which I don't like. So we've got Luton, who got beat 5-1 to Brentford. Sheffield United, who have got relegated, they got beat 4-1 to Burnley, and Everton beating Forest 2-0. Now, looking at the table now, it's Nottingham Forest 17th, Luton 18th, Burnley 19th. But coming off of this, we're going to go on to the fixtures with this. So Luton got beat 5-1. Brentford at the moment, well, then we're doing quite well. Obviously, they got beat the weekend. The stats does says it all. They were all over them, and I just think Luton just really give up after the first couple of minutes. Once they go down, that's it. They give up, and they don't want to play anymore. But it's like we don't know what you're going to expect from them. It's like 5-1. Brentford, who haven't been doing well, but they've been playing well. So Luton at home and away need to start picking up points, because we've only got a few games left, and points will count. Because Burnley got a point away at Old Trafford, but we're staying on this week. Sheffield United, who've been relegated, got beat 4-1 to Burnley. Burnley did play like they were wanting to stay into the Premier League. And I think if Burnley do keep playing like they are, because they drew against Man United and they beat Sheffield United. So if they keep playing like they are, we'll probably stay up. And then we've got Everton versus Forest. We're not going to go about Everton, but Forest just seem to keep losing, not drawing or winning games. They just keep losing games. Looking at this, Forest have lost the least games out of the other two. They've lost 19. Luton have lost 22, and Burnley lost 21. But obviously, Forest have got more wins than both teams. But Forest against Everton, the thing is, right, with Forest, they seem to be really good at the start of the season, and then they just really give it away to the end of the season. I think, did they win I don't know if did they play midweek? No, they didn't. But against Everton as well. Don't get me wrong, Everton are doing quite well, but Forest. They just can't seem to win. It's like, well, that's what's going on. So they do need to pick up some points. Well, every team does during the end of the season. And then midweek games, no teams in there played. And then yesterday and today we had Luton. Yesterday Luton were playing Wolves. Burnley were playing Man United, and Nottingham Forest playing Man City. So Burnley and Forest were playing some tough teams. So were Luton, Wolves are a good side. Again at Molineux, hard to break down. They are good at attacking. Just good all round, I think, but they do concede quite a few goals to Wolves. And obviously Sheffield United did get beat 5-1, and that meant they went down back into the Championship, which I think is reasonable because they just can't pick up any points. Not even a draw. But going on to Luton, Wolves. Wolves dominated the game. They really did. And then Luton got a goal out of a set piece, a corner. And I do think really Wolves should have done better with the corner. But yeah, Wolves still got the win. But Luton do need to pick up some points because I want. I can't believe Brentford are down there. Brentford are 16th place. It's weird because Brentford's usually like a 12th near mid-table team. But I don't want Burnley. I'd rather Luton stay up than Forest. But I hate Luton. But I want Luton because they might never come back up again. That's why I want them to stay up. Who else have we got then? Burnley getting a draw against Man United. I'm not going to go on about Man United too much, but like I say all the time, Man United against big teams turn up when they're playing the crappy sides like Burnley, like Brentford, like Forest, Everton. They're just really poor, and they don't want to win them games. And I think if you want to win leagues, if you want to win Champions Leagues, if they play good against the better sides, play against the weaker sides, instead of just like playing good against bigger teams to just prove yourself better than everyone else. But when it comes to like you playing a bad side, you just don't feel as like you played well, and you feel like you've lost against a small side. So yeah, Burnley. I've got a feeling Burnley could stay up because they're picking up points. Burnley, they are picking up points. And then Forest they did get beat today to Nottingham Forest. And the thing is with Nottingham Forest, they always lose, literally, like they always lose, when I watch them anyway. I think no one wants to go down in this league to the Championship, but someone's going to have to, aren't they? So it's like, I never play Man City, so. But it was only 2-0, which is, if you're going to get beat against Man City, that's 2-0 is a good result if you're going to get beat. Unless it's like 5-0 for us, something. But yeah, the table at the moment at the bottom is Sheffield United 20th, who are relegated. Burnley 19th, 24 points. Luton 18th with 25 points. And Nottingham Forest with 26 points. So it could come down to this game of the season. And then we're going to go on to the title race, which is pretty much head-to-head between Man City and Arsenal. I mean, the thing is, right, Liverpool, they just give up at the end of the season. It's every single time. They always give up, and when they give up, that's it. I mean, Aston Villa, 67 points, Liverpool 75. If Villa end up winning majority of all their games and beating Liverpool, which I think they probably will, they could overtake us. That's how embarrassing it is. But we're going to talk about Man City and Arsenal as well. We're gonna start off with no, we didn't. Arsenal beating Wolves at Molineux. 2-0 win, reasonable. Just a strong performance from them. 3 points, 2-0, that's all you need to stay in a title race. And Arsenal, in my opinion, it's so difficult to pick out, because these two teams, Man City and Arsenal, I think now it's looking like, with how we know how good they are, it's looking like them two could take over Liverpool with a head-to-head for the next couple of seasons. Man City have obviously got a game in hand, so you never know. But Arsenal could end up winning the league. But like I've said, they'll probably slip up like they always do, and I'm sticking by it. And yeah, Man City winning the league, 100%. And then Liverpool did beat Fulham at Craven Cottage. A good result for them. Yeah, good. Strong performance. But I want to point out, Darwin Núñez, you can't... It's so hard to... Well, it isn't hard to explain, because he's that rubbish. I mean, he must have had... I think I heard, this was like a couple of weeks ago, he's had like 27 massive opportunities at goal, and he's scored 4, I think. Salah's had 12 big chances and scored 7. Diaz has scored 7, had 9. He's had 27 big chances and he scored 4. I mean, and it's like, when he comes on, it's so disappointing, because the amount of players I would get rid of, if I was Arne Slot, who was probably going to come in, I would get rid of half the team. We're that bad. We can't move up. We haven't got a striker. We've literally got nobody. Salah's dropped off. I think the only good player in that team is Luis Diaz, or maybe Andy Robertson or Trent Alexander-Arnold. But the best player in that team is Luis Diaz. And then we're off to midweek games. Oh, this was the worst week for me. But not for you Arsenal fans and Man City fans, because you absolutely destroyed your teams. Arsenal won a 5-0 against Chelsea, which is just a walk in the park. And Man City beat Brighton on the coast, which is another walk in the park. But Liverpool against Everton, we got absolutely demolished. We got dominated out of everything. Shots, corners, well, no, maybe not shots, because we had more shots, but they took theirs really well. Núñez was one-on-one with Pickford. He went straight at him. Luis Diaz was one-on-one. He blazed it over the bar. Salah was one-on-one. He went straight at Pickford. There's 3 goals you could have scored there, and we got beat 2-0. Calvert-Lewin and Bradworth. I can't remember his name. I'll have a look for you. Branthwaite. That Branthwaite, I think he's a very, very good, talented player. I think he will probably go in the next season, just because of how good he is. And yeah, Arsenal, Man City, beating their teams easily. So yeah, Liverpool, I think we've given up. Now it's just a case of just trying to get as close as we can to Man City and Arsenal with points. And yeah, Arsenal battered Chelsea, not in the first half, but in the second half, and Man City dominated them. Going on to today's games, and yesterday's, West Ham v Liverpool. 2-2. I mean, I think we didn't play well in the first half. We let them get too much of the ball. We didn't press high up the pitch. We didn't have enough shots. And we just didn't fight, really, enough. And in the second half, we came out as a completely new team. we played like like Everton did on Tuesday night, really good. Scored 2, and then the last 10 minutes we thought, oh, we'd just sit back and give up and not go for another goal, and we just let them score. Quansah, yet again, making a mistake like he usually does. He's an absolute numpty again. And then Arsenal today and Man City today. Arsenal did beat Tottenham 3-2, which in my opinion should have been a draw. The offside, I mean, you can't tell by a millimetre if he's offside. If it's a millimetre offside, then you may as well just give it, because it's not fair. It ruins the game, and it does Man. I don't care if it's Man United against Arsenal, Man United against City, City against Arsenal, and even if it was Man City who had just scored in the last minute to win a game, or Arsenal, it should still count. It's so frustrating, and Tottenham will be devastated with that, and it's going to probably annoy them as much more now, because they don't want Arsenal to be winning the league, understandably. And yeah, I think Arsenal got away with one as well. I think they should have drawn, possibly lost. Second half, they just didn't play really well. So yeah, that was a let off. And then we had Man City versus Nottingham Forest. Yet again, just a simple game for him. Another win on the board. Haaland getting on the score sheet. I mean, I think he was only on the pitch for a few minutes, and he scored. I mean, it's ridiculous. I thought, I know he had an injury, but I didn't know he was coming back today. It said ankle injury, so I don't know. But yeah, Arsenal and Man City both winning, and us drawing again. It gets so frustrating, because I mean, it must be frustrating for Arsenal, because you haven't won the league in like 8 years. But yeah. As well, going on now to Ancelotti. Liverpool could be new manager for Liverpool, taking over Jurgen Klopp. What do I think? I do think it's a good replacement for Klopp. Obviously, he's only lost 20 odd games while he's been at Feyenoord. He's second in their league, doing quite well. I think he's only he's loads. I think he's like nearly 10 points behind top. But yeah, he will feel a difference if he comes to the Premier League. And I think if he does come, which I think he will, it'll be a massive step up for him. And it will be a big step up for Liverpool to see who will get rid of and who he will bring in. I've heard rumours that he could bring in Somerville over Salah, which that would frustrate me, but at the same time it wouldn't, because I want Salah to go. He's getting on, but I think Liverpool's biggest mistake was getting rid of Sadio Mane. Sadio Mane, that front three, I think he was, in my opinion, he was the best out of the front three. He was slow at start. I think he was the worst one out of them. Want to come in, but when he fitted into the front three, I think he was the best. So I think if we'd have kept Mane, we could have scored loads more goals. We wouldn't have had Nunez, who hasn't got a clue how to shoot. He doesn't even know where his bloody right foot is, for my liking. And yeah, I think if we'd have kept Mane, it would have been a case of us keeping him and maybe Schlock him in, or a new manager came in to replace Klopp. Because I think we needed him, and Firmino as well. You're not going to get a replacement for Firmino. that front three was iconic. It was the best front three in my opinion, not maybe in the world. It was emotional as well. It was such good football, and I think now we've got Gakpo, Nunes, Diaz, Salah, Harvey Elliott who can play up top, Jordan Dans. So yeah, that attacking line is ridiculous. I mean, there's only Salah and Diaz that I can possibly Elliott. That's the best in that three. Nunes doesn't know how to shoot. Gakpo, when he starts, he's really bad. But when he's on the bench and he comes on, he's pretty good. But yeah, I'd like to see what Schlopp does with the team and how the fans will react to a new manager, new team maybe as well. But yeah, I think it will be a massive change for Liverpool, and if it does work out, we could potentially win the league a few more times. If we are stronger and better, we could possibly win the league a few more times, because Man City could get their charges, and if we were to be like we were in when we won the league, we would be way better than Arsenal. Not better than City, but if City did get the deduction that they should be getting, it'll be us, I think, that will be taking over the league, us and Arsenal. But it'll be a good change for Liverpool. I mean, it's so sad to see him go. I've never wanted to let him go, Klopp. He's in love with the fans, the club. Maybe not the owners, because I'm not, because they're all, idiots. And I just, it's just sad to see him go. But a new manager, new change, it could be better. It should be better, and possibly a new team. But yeah, thanks for watching the Final Third podcast. Please do like and subscribe. This has been season 2, episode 3 or 4, I think. Please like and subscribe. Goodbye.